you take that kind of take the drug? And if that's the case, you're taking a risk. Some people may take it and be able to leave it. But can you take cocaine or crack or whatever, heroin and other hard drugs, and be able to leave it? Fentanyl, there's so many drugs now that is all over the Molly or whatever. There's so many names of what's going on now. I'm not an expert, but just for you to have a good idea of that concept of victimless crimes, which I said you should look at identifying statutes in Nigeria. It's 419. You just mentioned now that the mother believes everybody is a thief, so therefore 419 is perfectly acceptable, but short skirts are completely illegal. 419, romance scams. Are they victimless? Are they victimless?
No, they're not
419.
No, they're not victimless.
Let me hear from, is it Bakari that has a hand up? Bakari Balkis.
To answer your question, they are not victimless because the victims are those who are ripped of their money, and they are also cajoled in the sense that they fall for romance scams, they lose off of their hard-earned money. It's just like stealing, literally.
You do know that some of those victims of romance scams actually kill themselves?
Yes, some do.
So it's not, when Nigeria, is that ask you that Oyinbo Mugu or whatever, Oyinbo Maga, and then you think it's victimless, and there's this approach that it's nothing. Is that even in the interest of Nigeria to be doing that? It's not. Absolutely not. Okay. Justice Henry Damian. So Bakis, you can put your hands down. Bakis.
I didn't even get to ask
yes, go on.
No, I was raising my hand.
Hold on, Justice. Yes, go ahead very quickly, Bakari.
Okay, so you mentioned drinking alcohol at home. So it looks at first like a victimless crime, but it's like a pot of stew boiling about to pour. You are at home alone. You are drinking alcohol. It not only affects your health, but it affects your relationship with others. And it makes you prone to violence. If you are drinking alcohol at home and you're alone, it seems fine. But what if your spouse comes along? You are prone to abuse. So there is a victim. You yourself, you are a victim, whether you don't want to admit it or not.
But they can say, is it not you're the owner of your mouth and the owner of your liver? And if your liver finishes, that's your business.
You're the owner of your liver, but taking alcohol makes you prone to do things you ideally would not do.
But I said that everybody has different tolerances. Some people, when they get drunk, start to laugh and they fall asleep quietly. Some people are drunk, they become very violent and attack anybody they see. So there you go. Should be because some people get drunk and violent, mean they should ban it for those who are drunk and they just laugh and they sleep. So there you go. The different side
really. Setting alcohol.
Well, maybe you have to be like the Scandinavian countries where they regulate the purchase of alcohol, because they know their people have a tendency to overdrink and make themselves crazy as part of their Viking heritage. Okay.
Sorry, I have a question.
Who is this again? I don't want me to speak to Henry. Okay, who is this?
This is Mofela.
Go ahead.
Okay, so Baiki said that people that drink alcohol, they tend to misbehave, and I wanted to ask her if she has drunk alcohol before, because that's
don't ask her any questions in my class. This is a jurisprudence class.
Yeah, like she shouldn't just generalize it, like you said.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That is an argument on both sides. She gave a view, I give another view. That's what we learn in our class: the ability to argue from different perspectives. That's what makes a lawyer, isn't it? A lawyer must be able to. One day you are defending a client, another one you are prosecuting. So you must be able to go on the attack. Even as a defense lawyer, you must be able to attack your own case. Because if you attack your case, you'll be able to see the weaknesses of your case and where to fortify, what to try to dodge, and so forth. So it's why this class why jurisprudence is essential. It allows us to learn how to to address issues from different perspectives, and to know that there's no one road to heaven. There's no single road to heaven. I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a far priest, I'm a whatever, Hindu, I'm Buddhist. There's no single road to heaven. Everybody will go to heaven in their own way. Yeah. Okay, Henry, are you
Good
still
morning,
here?
sir. Yes, sir.
Good morning.
I wanted to contribute to like the talk of incest
Okay.
being victimized crime. If I remember correctly, incest does inbreeding breeds
Yes,
defective children.
defective children.
There was
Yes,
this king,
absolutely.
there was this dynasty in Spain, the Habsburg dynasty. King Philip, I
Okay.
guess, he's famous for having the Habsburg chain. Then in Spain,
Yes.
they used to inbreed, like to keep the royal family pure. So there's this
Yeah.
particular king. I don't know if it's King Philip. His chain was so weird, and he couldn't even talk well as the
Yes,
king.
their jaw was completely gone.
Yes.
They had the Habsburg jaw. The jaw had completely melted away through inbreeding.
So
Complete
whenever they're talking
destruction
about
of their
inbreeding,
spirit. Yeah.
that's like the classic case they use. That since any
Okay.
disease in the family stays in the family, like
Become prominent.
no more
Yes, that's why
prominent.
you mix your blood. But how come in some of our societies you can happily marry your first cousin? Are people not doing it in Nigeria?
Yeah, I don't think the Marriage Act does
Right?
not. The Marriage Act does not even address
No,
like
it does not stop you from marrying your cousin,
your
doesn't. But
cousin.
in southern Nigeria, it's completely anathema to people here. So
Well,
if you're a Muslim from northern Nigeria, you have a different attitude to a Muslim from southern Nigeria, yet you are worshiping in the same sect or religion. You can see how complex these things can become. Now, Henry,
sir,
should adultery be a crime or an
no,
offense?
definitely
Of
not.
course, what you might definitely not. That's a sexual act between a married person and a person other than their
It
spouse.
should be a civil wrong in the sense that
A
marriage
civil
is a
wrong.
marriage contract. Yeah, there's a
Do
marriage
you know the meaning?
contract between the man.
Civil wrong means that the husband can sue his wife's
Yes.
boyfriend for damages.
No,
Is
no,
she a
not
property?
the girls, not the girl.
Eh?
That's another angle to it.
Uh-huh. When you say civil wrong, what do you mean by civil wrong? Civil wrong
Because,
means that you can sue. It means that you made that property, and the wife can also sue side chick for
if,
alienating
sir,
affection.
if if one can sue based on like marriage contract, you are promised to marry based on promise to marry. If someone promises
Can
to
you
marry
sue?
you,
Can you sue on the basis of promise to marry?
yes, sir. If someone promises to marry and it doesn't, I guess you can sue for it
In what
on
in
it.
what in what courts are you going to do? Is it federal high court or where?
Or the thought does that in evidence.
It's on paper. How many cases have you seen of promise to marry? I mean, it's a joke of it. Actually, you guys should go and look it up. The breach of promise to marry. I mean, some people tried it in UK from time to or US, I think, recently. They just got to just laugh at you. He promised to marry me. He changed his mind, or she changed her mind. So must you kill yourself? They can award you damage of $10 or something. Just okay, I take congratulations. You're a victor. You are victorious. Well done. It's not
So back
considered
to
a serious issue, but in the past, it was a very serious issue because if a man becomes a fiancé to a lady, that lady is taken off the market, so to speak. And if the man now does not go through that marriage, the rumor is that she has been ruined or there's some rubbish about her that no decent man will ever go back for her. So that's why breach of promise to marry was a serious issue, and people could sue on it because you could destroy the life of an innocent lady by becoming a fiancé and then not going through the marriage, especially without lawful reason. Yeah. Okay.
but I still feel based on divorce. I mean, you can divorce on adultery, adulterous ground, on grounds of infidelity.
Yes.
So I guess that would
Okay.
be like the more sane.
Should that brings the question that should divorce law require evidence of this kind of wrong, like say adultery and what have you, Or
Yes,
is it better to
yes.
have a no fault divorce proceedings so that you don't have to bring all your dirty laundry into the public domain?
So are you asking that?
Yes.
I've get the question clear. Are you saying that should family law, like based on divorce, should it require evidence of
Must there be, because some family laws will say for you to divorce, you must prove this, including adultery or something. They have specific reasons why you can divorce. Or can you say, oh, auntie or uncle, and don't tire, I want to move on. No fault divorce. Which is
both
best?
of the above can be applied, sir?
Which
Honestly,
is
because
best?
which is best?
Which is
Okay, the
best?
second one.
So no forced divorces. That's what's happening in the Western world, and then the divorce rates has skyrocketed. In the old days, to get a divorce, you have to petition the Pope, the Pope of the whole church of the whole world. You have to petition the Pope to grant you a divorce. So it was only the very wealthy that had any business to talking about divorce. If you hated each other, you just die in your hatred. You're on your own. But as I said, things evolve. Things evolve. What about Henry? Fornication should it be a criminal offense? That's
No,
sexual
sir.
act between unmarried couple. We
No,
are
sir.
dating. Why not?
Because it does not harm the individual and does not harm the society.
Who says they
In
don't
fact, you
harm the
can see
individual
this
when a
as good
16-year-old girl gets pregnant and has to be flogged away from school? Meanwhile, the
That's
16-year-old
now,
boy that impregnated her will be remaining in school. Are you
that's
aware of that?
yes,
In
sir.
fact, there's
That's
a country in Southern Africa where the court struck it down because automatically in that country, I can't remember whether it's Malawi or whatever, a girl is driven out of school immediately the minute she gets pregnant. The court now said that if the person that impregnated her is not driven out of school, why should she be driven out of school? That is discriminatory against women. I'm just trying to give you guys, you know, the different ways you can look at the same topic, separate and distinct from your own personal views as to what is legitimate and what is not legitimate. Okay? Are we together?
yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So one of the major concerns of the opponents of legalizing what you call victims, so-called victimless crimes, is the degradation of societal moral standards. Degradation. So a woman may feel that a micro miniskirt or hot pant amounts to public moral degradation. And in fact, I believe someone told me about a young lady that was stripped naked, almost raped in a car park when she wore very flimsy clothes, revealing clothes to the bus station. And it was the old women that led the attack, encouraging the motor park house to tear her clothes off and even rape her. It's completely insane, but what do you do? That one has to be very careful in our society. So, for instance, you're going to redeem or Mountain of Fire or the churches that you know to be less tolerant of dressing and you wear tight clothing, you are looking for trouble. But that's, of course, different from being a law on the statute books. Should we put it on the statute books? Immoral dressing. Should it be a legal offense? Many people argue, no, it should not be a legal offense. Other people say, look, if we don't punish it, it will lead to the ultimate degradation of societal values and standards. Okay. But when you're punishing citizens for their choice in clothing and choice of women smoking cigarettes, for instance, it's still shocking to some people. See a woman take a beer, some people will practically faint on the floor. Yet, what's the issue there? An adult is drinking alcohol, an adult is smoking cigarettes. You guys notice that you don't see cigarettes. I mean, when we were growing up, people were smoking everywhere. Now you barely ever see cigarettes, people smoking cigarettes. Are you aware of that? Do we see you see people who engage in cigarettes like before?
No,
Maybe
sir.
those who are older in the class can tell us when they were growing up compared to now. You barely
Good
ever
morning,
see,
Prof.
unless you go to a nightclub. Hello?
Good morning, Prof.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, this public smoking, in the days of Professor Olikoye Rason-Kuti, a law was enacted against public smoking. It could be because of that we don't see much of public smoking anymore.
Was that a good thing? Is it not a victimless crime? Well, it's not a crime really, but we know what I mean.
Well, there are victims of it, those who are secondary inducers by smoking, that's by inhalation.
Yeah, some people have caught cancer, lung cancer, even if they don't
Yes,
smoke. They've taken lung
because if you are
cancer
a
because
primary
somebody smoking
user,
around them.
if you're a primary user, you may not even be bothered or worried about it. But if you
Yes.
are an innocent public person who does not smoke, it may cause
Okay.
more harm than good.
Okay. Thank you. So should the law be? That's why the law should be have a more preventative approach to these matters. Try and prevent pornography. Try and prevent drug consumption. Try and prevent child porn. That's why if you go to child pornography, in many countries in the world, is a strict liability offense. They don't have to prove that you downloaded it or you went to look for it or whatever. But you can innocently, especially those of us who you are part of many forums, WhatsApp groups. Some WhatsApp groups, I don't belong to many WhatsApp groups, but some can be utterly responsible. I will not mention the fora here, but I know that one day I was looking through my phone and I saw what essentially not quite child porn, but close to child porn. And I was completely and utterly disgusted because I imagine if I traveled abroad, I had an issue in immigration. They said they want to see your phone. Do you mind? I said, no, I have no problem. I'm not hiding anything. I'm not coming to become a worker at McDonald's or come and become a legal migrant. And they find that those pictures there. Strict liability. Strict liability. You found it on your phone, you are done. You are done. That's the end. Maybe very, very afraid that sometimes I have to check my phone or delete everything in especially those ones where if you don't go to the forum for like 2 days, you see 600 missed messages or whatever. I'm not interested in reading all those stories. Delete the whole lot, including their media nonsense, because you just get them into trouble. Very, very, very important to be very careful. Okay. There's an argument that we should restrain legal powers to allow our citizens to have as much freedom as possible, so long as they're not disturbing other people, so long as they're doing it in private, so long as they are consenting adults. And people should not impose their own morality on others who are acting perfectly in a legitimate manner. But in reality, you find that sometimes people don't even care whether it's legal or illegal. They can say to you, why are you smoking? Why are you woman, why do you have a bear in front of you? How dare you do that? Okay. That's why in developed countries, you have preventative laws such as sex offender registries and antisocial behavior orders, which essentially blurs the distinction between criminal and civil law, because victimless crime is typically difficult to categorize and criminalize. It's difficult. It's difficult. Sex offender registries that if you get into trouble, maybe a guy who likes young women and young girls and be trying to date them or have sex with them, that they could, after serving their jail sentence, they'll be entered into a sex offender registry. Meaning that anybody can go and check the registry to find out who is there. So if the person moves to a new neighborhood, people in that neighborhood can chase them away and say, look, we don't want someone that's on sex offender list here. Okay. So you can see that we are, as a society, we have a lot of distortion. There's a lot of distortion of our traditional values, what we find acceptable, what we find unacceptable, combined with what is supposed to be criminal aspects of the law, combined with what is supposed to be civil aspect of the law, compared to what our religion is telling us, compared to what social standards we are imposing on ourselves. All of this is providing a mess of confusion. A mess of confusion. I don't know whether you heard of sextortion. Sextortion. Financially motivated sexual extortion. Basically, Nigeria is actually known to be involved in this heavily. They contact a Nigerian 419 Lord contacts young man, usually young people, very young people who are not experienced in life, usually teenagers or whatever, under 30 adults are most at risk, 15 to 17. Says to them, oh, I like you, I'm a beautiful woman, showing them one fake picture, I'm in love with you, let's exchange nude pictures. And then the idiot or child or whatever it is sends those nude pictures. Then now says, oh, if you don't send me 500 pounds or 1,000 pounds, I'm going to upload it onto your Facebook account so your family can see that, and I'm going to tell them that I'm transsexual or something, just to load that person with guilt and nonsense. So the criminals blackmail, online blackmail, where criminals threaten to share sexual pictures, videos, or information. Teenagers have been known to commit suicide from this. They commit suicide. They commit suicide. Or they may force you to do something, give them money, or force you to do something you don't want to do. Participate in a criminal enterprise. Allow them to use your account to collect 419 funds and then transfer it to somebody else. Nigeria, good old Nigeria. Okay. So, thank you all very much. I think we only have one little part left, and then I will be done with this class. So I'm not sure we need the whole class, but we'll get engaged with this, and then that will be my last class with you, and Dr. Karibi White will come in next week. Okay, that'll be good.
Thank you,
You're not-
sir.
All right, have a nice day.
Can you continue teaching us, sir?
You wish.
They play.
I don't tire. Bye bye.